Hi, and welcome to the Westie Parent Podcast. My guest today is a responsible Westie breeder, dog behaviorist, and trainer, and parent to 5 Westies. Please welcome Magdalena Dabrowska from Pancogito. Hi, and thank you for being
from
here.
Poland. Hi.
From Poland, yes. Who's your puppy there?
This is Margotka. She's 4 years old. Yeah, and she's a Westie.
She's one of your 5 Westies. I think that is amazing.
Yeah, I think that maybe during the recording they will change the place because maybe she won't stay here for longer, so you will have a chance to meet all of them, maybe.
Unlike Sami, who is my only Westie, so he needs to stay here with me. So tell us a little bit about what life is like with 5 Westies.
I don't know, last time when I had one Westie, it was 20 years ago. It was my first dog ever. So I think that having 5 when I am a kind of experienced dog person or dog parent is much more easier than having just one and getting started. But having 5, I mean, for sure you have to have some kind of routine and you have to have your day structured. And the dogs, they have to know the rules. So maybe it is not a good idea to take 5 Westies at one time, but it took me 7 or more years, because my oldest Atomica, she's 7, almost 8 years old. So every 2 years approximately I was adding another dog and another dog. And my 2 oldest dogs, in fact 3, 2 of them are unfortunately dead, and one, the oldest one, lives with my parents. But every 2-3 years I was getting another dog, and the younger ones, they were already behaving very good, they knew the rules, so getting new puppy, it was quite easy. And the puppy was adjusting to our household, and old dogs, they were also learning this puppy some kind of rules, how to behave.
Yeah, I heard that if you have a well-behaved puppy, that they will teach, if you have a well-behaved dog, they will teach the puppy to also, learn the rules. So that's good to know.
I mean, maybe it is not so easy because, first of all, you are the person and you are to learn them. But for example, learning a puppy how to go for walks is much more easier, because if the puppy is alone, the world is often very scary for them. But when puppy goes with older dogs and they behave like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. I mean, the puppy realizes, oh, it's okay, oh, it's just a bicycle, oh, it's just something. So walking for sure is much easier.
Okay. Even though actually Sami, at least, he walks in every direction. So I was wondering, when you walk, do you walk all your 3 Westies at once, and do they all try to go in different directions?
Not 3, 5 of them. Yes,
5 of
we
them,
walk,
sorry.
but I mean, they kind of know how to walk. And of course, they try to go in different directions because someone wants to smell this one and something there. But they just have to make some kind of consensus. So they kind of go very well on leash, in fact, on 5 leashes. And every day I try to go with them to the place when they can just run freely. So then they don't have this problem like where to go, because everyone can choose where to go.
Do you trust them off leash in an open space?
Yes, I do. Probably all of them. They react to my recall very well. But I know that Masala, my youngest one, she's a kind of wild sometimes. And for example, if she sees a dog or a cat, she will just run, and I really have to scream, "Stop, Masala, come here," and then she stops.
But when she comes.
Sometimes, unfortunately, when you react too late, like 1 second too late, and for example, they see a cat and they everyone run, and then, I mean, it is so difficult to stop them, like, really. So you have to just react immediately. It's no time for delay. You just have to be focused all the time when you walk with Westies, and just react immediately.
And see the signs, because I see with Sami, when he sees a cat, first he freezes and then he lifts his tail up and his ears up, so there are a few seconds before he goes. So you have to pay attention to see that.
Yeah, exactly. You have to observe your dog, and just 1 second before he decides to run, you have to ask him, "Oh, come here, yeah, come here. I have something for you.
Yeah, look, a
Come."
treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you first fall in love with Westies? Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh my God, it was many years ago, and I was studying in Budapest. And on my way to university, I noticed this white dog with this funny tail up. And, I was young, I wasn't having any dog, I didn't think about dog, but I remember that this dog was very, very cool. And many years later, when I was thinking about, oh, maybe I would like to have a dog, and I was like, thinking about various dogs breed, I just realized, oh, this dog, it was so cool. What breed is it? I mean, so many years ago, Westies were not so popular in Poland. I mean, I didn't know the breed. So I started to check, and at the vet office, there was this huge poster with dog breeds. And I spotted, oh yes, this is this dog. And yeah, it looks cool. And I read something on internet, especially this stuff about personality of Westie, like funny dog with huge personality, and I was thinking, wow, this could be nice. And yeah, it's really, I'm really sorry, but I was like a kind of not very responsible person, I mean, from my perspective now, because after reading like 2 or 3 articles, I decided, yeah, Westie is good. I found a breeder, and I brought a puppy home. And I mean, I was very lucky, because this puppy, she was like totally perfect and really match. I mean, me and Westie, the personality, everything, I mean, it was love. So, like, I fell in love at the first sight, but then when I had my own Westie, yeah, I realized, yeah, they are the best.
I love that. And it was your first dog, right?
Yeah.
I actually want to ask you this. Are Westies good for first-time dog owners? Because Sami is also my first dog. So I have my ideas about it, but I'm very curious what you think. Would you recommend it to a first dog owner?
I think like the biggest challenge when you have a dog for the first time is that you have a dog. So any breed can be challenging. So it depends if you are really prepared, if you really know that it will change your life a lot, and that your life will never be the same, because you have some responsibilities and you will need to have a structure and everything. But I think Westies are not very difficult breed. I mean, they are not like extremely challenging. They don't need like, I don't know, extreme activities. You don't have to train with them constantly. They don't have so many behavioral problems. So I think that they are quite easy. I mean, they are stubborn, but they love people. So when they love people, you know, they want to be with people. They want people to like them. So
Yeah.
even if they are stubborn, they want you to like him.
Yeah,
or
they
her.
want you to make you happy, right? So they will do what you want.
Yeah, so I think they are quite easy. And also, when I am a breeder and I'm a kind of selecting puppies for people, I kind of also try to adjust them. So Westies have different personalities, and you see them with puppies, but there are puppies who are more stubborn, who are more independent, who have like more will to power, and there are like Westies who are not so sure, who like a kind of look at the person and just, you know, wait for the person for the human to do something. So I see these different personalities with puppies, And then I kind of want to give this first time owner this puppy who is like a kind of softer character, who is,
So you can tell that from the time they are, 2 months old? Is that correct?
I think you can see something at 5 weeks. I mean, like something like how much I would say forward or backward they are. With like forward dogs, they are very like huge personalities. They are very brave and very independent. And the ones who are a little bit backwards, they just observe, wait. They need more time before they decide to do it. They want to have support from human. So yeah, they are a little bit different. All of them are great, and it's a kind of spectrum from these very brave dogs to these very even shy dogs, because you sometimes find like very shy Westies, very fearful even Westies. So there's this spectrum of dogs, and all of them are great. I mean, it just depends for what kind of person.
Okay. That's good to know, because I was thinking my memories of Sami when he was a puppy, and I didn't exactly pick him because he was the only one left in his litter, when we went to the breeder. And I remember that he wasn't shy, but he also wasn't very energetic or extreme, he was in the middle, but he was pretty patient. I remember that because the family had a child, and I think it was a 6-7-year-old boy who was playing with Sami and doing all kinds of things, and Sami would let him, so he wasn't afraid, he wasn't aggressive, he was really well behaved, I guess, well adjusted.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting if we decide to get another puppy at some point. It will be interesting to notice that, and see the behavior, because I didn't know that you can tell at that age.
Yeah, you can, but you need to spend a lot of time with puppies, and you also, I think that you need to have big knowledge about dog and some experience, that you had like many litters and you have some experience about like how puppies behave. But yeah, you can see it, and obviously this kind of personality, I mean, it changes through the life. So, for example, if you get a puppy who is maybe a little bit more shy, but then you are patient, you give support to this puppy, he may be like totally perfect dog, but dog who is more interested in people and who looks at the people, at his human or her human before he makes a decision. He looks at his human before he chases a cat. While this more like forward
connected
puppy,
to the
he will
human.
not look at you, but just okay, cat. Yeah, I decided what to do. I just run and chase the cat.
Okay. Yes.
So I think it's like personality is one thing, but then like environment and how you bring up your puppy, how you train the puppy, it all makes difference. Because I very often see, maybe not on my puppies, but when I work as a dog behaviorist, that people get puppy even from very good breeder, from like very good, and the puppy has really good character, but they kind of totally may destroy it, because like, for example, the environment is too chaotic and the dog doesn't have time to rest and everything is like too much, and this puppy like becomes really
Anxious.
Yeah. So you can fix a lot of things, but you can also break a lot of things with puppy.
Okay, so it's very important how you train them and what rules you set for them and how you behave with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I actually feel like I can relate to this because when Sami was 3, we took him in when he was 3.5 months old. so quite big, quite not very young. And the first time I took him to the dog trainer, all that the trainer did the whole session was observe him. He just put him among the other dogs and watched him to see what he does. And Sami just didn't care about anybody. And he ignored the dogs, he ignored the humans, he just went to sniff, pee, mark his territory, walk around. And at the end of the session, the trainer told me that he's an alpha dog because he's not looking at us. He's just doing his own thing.
I don't know. I mean,
I know there's a lot of theories with the alpha. I know.
Because I also I'm not sure about this like alpha dogs and this theory, which is a kind of bullshit. But I would rather say that he doesn't have too much connection with you, because we all think that that the dog will love us just because we are human and we are like his or her owners. But in fact, we have to work to build trust of our dog, and we have to work a lot to make the dog love us and look at us and just to trust us that we are something that is good. So I would rather say that you didn't knew how to build this connection with him.
Yeah, that's for sure. I had to learn, and it took time, but yes, with time and training, everyday training, he started to look at me more and be more connected to me.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it is very important that you have to learn how to live with a dog. It is not so obvious anymore. I mean, we forgot how to be with others, not only with others people, but also with animals. Because now we live in cities, we don't have this natural connections to animal like our maybe grandparents used to have if they lived in villages. So we need to learn how to treat our dogs and how to make them love us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Would you say that Westies are good family dogs for people with kids?
Yes and no. Yes, if the kids are well behaved and they know that dog is not a toy. So I think this is crucial, that the child know how to respect the dog. Because if you have kids who know how to deal with this dog, they are perfect companies. And I had some puppies at families with children, and they are really great. And they can be really best friends, really best friends, because some children, especially those who are more shy, they have really deep connection with this dog who is best friends. But sometimes if you see that the dogs treat children treat the dog like a toy and try to,
pull his tail,
breaking the boundaries, making too much noise and everything, and the dog is so stressed and he just wants to run away. And in the worst scenario, parents don't react, so they say, "Oh yeah, kids and dogs, it's normal."
And
so.
Yeah, it can even ruin the
family dogs if the family and parents are smart and they know how to kind of organize with children and dog relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there must be rules for the dog as well as for the child, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you do you think there are differences in personality when it comes to Westie boys versus Westie girls? Because this is something that I know a lot of people are thinking about, and, should they get a boy or a girl? What are the differences?
Differences are obvious, boys pee with their leg up, while girl pee,
down,
another way. And girls, they are in seasons while boys react to this. So these are simply this biological stuff, which for me define male and female. when it comes to personality or character, I don't see any difference. I mean, I see that Westies are like very, very different, and they have different personalities, and you can kind of feel it when you live with more than one. But I would never say that it depends of sex or gender, whatever. So yes, biology, it is important. I think if you maybe sometimes like males are less demanding because you don't need to deal with the season every half a year. You don't need to think about should I sterilize or neuter the female, or just let her, like have these seasons. So biology for sure, you should consider this, but personality, I think it is just like something like totally different.
Okay, so it's not that Westie males are more affectionate and females are more independent, nothing like that.
I can see different types, but in my case, like when I look at my Westies, the five which I have at home, it seems like the male is like, he's like so sweet, and he's like, oh, I just can't do this. I don't know, it's hard to say, but he's so gentle and so delicate, while female are like, yeah, cat, let's chase the cat. While my boy is, oh, cat? Really? Was it a cat? And cat just run away, and he realized, oh yeah, it was a cat. but it's just this, his very special personality. I would never say that he's a kind of like this just because he's a boy. No, he's like this because he's just like this. So
yeah, and it's one boy and four girls, right?
And here, but my girls are having some kind of argument. When you have five Westies, sometimes they have conflicts between them, but I always try to like be sure that they never go too far. So if they kind of bark at themselves, it's okay. But whenever they try to do something more, I just need to say stop, because I don't want them fighting.
Yeah. Can you leave them alone? I'm curious. Home alone?
Yeah, of course. They are living. They don't have any like separation anxiety. They just stay alone, and they just know their place. But sometimes I know that they have this conflicts. I want this, but I want the same. So they kind of argue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like people.
Yeah, like children, a kind of like children.
Yeah. What do you think that surprises most people after getting a Westie? In my case, I know that it was the level of stubbornness and Westitude, like people say, because, yes, they can be very, very stubborn. I didn't believe it until I had one. But what do you think that surprises most people?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. What can be surprising? I know that many people, when they touch my dogs, they are surprised that their coat is so harsh.
Yes.
This is
from the hand
sure.
stripping, right?
Yeah. One thing that might be surprising. I don't know. Another thing, when people come to me, for example, like when they come for puppies, it's that they are so calm. I mean, they kind of expect, and there is this stereotype about Westies, that they are, and about terrier in general, that they are extremely active dog.
Yes,
and
energetic, hyper, yes. And
yeah,
they're not.
And they are not. So I think this may be surprising. Hey, chodź tutaj, Margo. Tu. Chodź. So I think this thing that they are much calmer when people. This is Atomica. Hello,
Oh,
Atomica.
hi, Atomica. How old is she?
Yeah, the oldest one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that the most surprising for people is that they are the Westies are much calmer when they expect it. And and maybe much more sweet than they expected. I don't know. They are really sweet dogs.
Yeah, they are. And I also noticed that people have, when on the street, people have this idea that small dogs are always, all over the place. And they always say, oh, but your dog is so well behaved and calm. And yes, it's true. And most Westies I met actually are pretty calm. They're not,
Yeah.
they bark, but they're not out of control, I would say.
Yeah. And they are not so active because, like people are really surprised. Or they think, oh, you live with 5 dogs. Your house must be so chaotic. They must be everywhere. But in fact, after we go back from walk, they just lie down and just sleep on the sofa. And maybe from time to time they wake up, they check what's
Outside.
like outside the window, and they bark a little bit like they did before, and then they go to sleep again. So they are quite calm if you allow them to be calm, and if you don't like overstimulate them.
Yeah. If you are calm, right? I notice that dogs mirror the human's behavior.
Yeah, they take a lot from our personalities, and they kind of, they become a lot like us. Of course, they have also like their own personality, but they also kind of adjust to our lifestyle, to our activities, and they just love to do what we do, and they want to do the things with us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Sammy always wants to be around me. Even though he's not a lap dog, I cannot hold him, but he's always somewhere around. And that's really nice.
Yeah, and also, like not all of them like being touched. I have like 2 of them, in fact 3 maybe even, who would love to be, stay on my knees almost all the time. But I have one who I know that she really loves me and she wants to be close to me, but close like 20 centimeters, maybe more. Like she doesn't like being touched. From time to time, yes, she comes and puts her head under my arm and just asks, oh, but after 2 minutes she says, okay, it's enough, and she just
done. Sammy is
but
just like
I
that.
know that she like really loves me. She's really faithful dog, but she just doesn't like always being touched and everything.
Yeah. Then that's fine. It took me a while to accept that because I was hoping that Sammy would be more, cuddly, but also I don't want to force him. So if he doesn't want to stay, then he can go. He's free. But I appreciate it whenever he comes and puts his head on my knee or on my hand.
Yeah.
It's really special, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm thinking that most people they look at Westies and they think, oh, they have such a cute face, they're so cute. But what are the challenges, like the real challenges of having one? Because they're not just a pretty face.
I would say, this might surprise you, but I would say grooming, because everyone thinks, that they just look so cute, but you need a good groomer, and this hand stripping, it makes like totally different face expression, because after like bad groomer, I don't know, but for example in Poland there is this a kind of, maybe not fashion, but you can see a lot of Westies that are shaved almost close to the skin, and they look like, I don't know, they look like shaved Westies, and this head, then they don't have this beautiful head, but they have just huge ears. So I think that the grooming is the most challenging, and finding a good groomer, it's really difficult. So if you want your Westie look like a Westie, like this, maybe not even advertisement type Westie, but just like this Westie type, you really need to have a good groomer. So I would say this is the most challenging.
Mm-hmm. Yes. They're not high maintenance when it comes to brushing and things like that, right? Because they don't have silky coats. But indeed,
okay, I need to call
go.
my dogs. Hey, tu chodź. Tu chodź. margotku because they are barking. It's time to sit in front of the window and bark. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, the afternoon activity. That's okay. Is that Atomica or?
No, this is Margotka. She's Atomika's daughter.
Yeah. Oh, it's her daughter. I didn't know.
Yeah. Atoma, tu chodź. Okay. Atoma is like a barking leader, but now she's close to me here. Oh, you can see her? Can you see her? Yes, she's here. Yeah.
She's down there.
So this is Atomika here. I hope we will have now a little bit quiet time. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So sorry, I interrupted you.
That's okay. No, so I was saying that I noticed that the grooming is also important, even though it's not really high maintenance, but because a lot of people say that they groom their dogs every, 4 months or 3 months. And in the beginning, I was doing that with Sami, and I noticed that he wasn't looking like he looks now. If you see the first photos of him when he was 1 year old, even 2 years old, everyone thought he was an old dog because of the big coat,
Yeah, and this face, because when you don't groom them, maybe she's just in a kind of shape, but they usually have this like here, long hair here and long hair here, and they look old. It's true, and they're kind of sad because it all goes down.
Yes, and it becomes red. Sometimes the fur. So Sami, I'm gonna post some pictures of him when he was at that age, just so people can see. But once I found a good groomer and I found his haircut, he looks like this.
Yeah, because you need groomer, or you can do it by yourself, but you need to learn. It is not so difficult when after you learn how to do it. But you need someone to give a Westie a shape, because otherwise they don't look like this naturally. You are kind of have to make them to look like a Westie.
Yes. They look like a sheep naturally if you leave them.
Yeah, kind of, yes, with overgrown hair, yes.
Well, I think this is pretty much our episode. I think I
wanted to add something about Westies and sport, because I think this might be like also interested. What kind of activities can you do with your Westies? Are they good dogs for training, or are they good for dog sports? Maybe like not everyone want a dog just to lie on the sofa, so maybe this could be also interesting for some people.
Yes. Okay. So what are so you recommend training, right? If you have a Westie, do you recommend to invest some time in training them?
Yes and no, because some Westies, I realize that some Westies, they just don't want to be trained, and they don't enjoy doing sports, and they don't enjoy doing stuff with you. For example, my Rambo, I was trying to do some nose work with him and some stuff, and he was like, really, do we need to do this? But my girls, they are much more active, and they are easier to train. And sometimes you can really find a Westie who like really enjoy training, and they are totally smart. So when you have motivated Westie, you can really do like nice thing, and you can enjoy training.
And how do you know if they enjoy training? How can you tell?
They just do what you want them to do. They have motivation to work. And you see that they learn, and if you ask them to do something, they do this. And of course you try to make them enjoy this, so all kind of foods you bring to the training, all the toys you bring to the training, so you just try to make this training as funny for the dog as you can, and then they like to do stuff with you. So this is like training is really fun for people and for dogs, and doing stuff together, it's really, really good.
Yeah, and connects you to the dog.
Yeah, yeah. But maybe dogs, you know, when you think about dog training, you usually think about border collies or maybe German shepherds and this obedience training. So I think that obedience for Westie may be a kind of challenge. I mean, I was doing obedience with one of my Westies, and it is not that they are disobedient, but just like this obedience, for example, in competition, you have like quite long time of work, and without reward. I was seeing that like every minute she's going like less energetic and like sad, and then we finished, and she did stuff, she did what I asked her to do, but she wasn't just enjoying this. So
Yeah.
like maybe typical obedience is not so good, but now I'm trying with my Westie like dog dancing and Riley obedience, which is like lighter version of obedience, and it works quite good. So they are really smart dogs, but they just don't like to work too much and too long without reward.
Okay. Tell me about dog dancing because I don't know what that is. And it sounds
Oh,
fun.
this is so cool because you have music and you have you and your dog making like choreography together. So you just do some movements and the dog does what you ask him to do. You want you want it to look like totally effortless.
Okay.
So there's
Is that the one where the dog goes in between, like you make a step and the dog goes in between your legs and
yeah,
so
for
on?
example, this is like one of the movements, but it's like something between like making tricks to the music and making some choreography. Right now there are like a European Open Championship in dog dancing, I think in Hungary. So you can have a look at this. Unfortunately, it is not very popular among Westies. I think I know only one girl in Finland, I think, who dances with Westies. And I know my Masala who does it too. So I hope we'll compete soon because she's getting like quite good at this. Yeah, but it's funny and it's something interesting, and my dog, she really likes it because she gets a lot of food during this training.
Yeah, that is so exciting. It's something I might try. I'm gonna watch first the videos to see what it's
Yeah,
like. Okay, he's talking now. He wants the
yeah,
treats.
yeah. He's talking, oh, look at me. Don't look about us, just look
Don't
at us.
don't make me
Yeah, but
dance.
my
Feed me for free.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I think that for many Westies, this kind of training which demand obedience and doing something, like because in dog dancing or obedience or really obedience, you want dog to do something. But I think Westies are really good at this scent work and like scent detection, because then they are independent and they need to find something like to follow like human track like in men training, or to find the cinnamon in nose work. So I think this sport is much more interesting for Westies because they can make decisions by themselves, and they still get reward for finding something. So I am also doing nose work with two of my Westies, Dynia and Margotka, and yeah, they really enjoy it because they can do whatever they want. They can do it by themselves, and they still get reward, and we still do something together.
And I'm curious, what do they do? Like, what is one thing that you taught them to do? Do you give them various smells and then they need to find the one?
I mean, in nose work, we work on three smells. Like one of them is cinnamon, orange, and like something else. And first, you learn them to recognize this smell. So, for example, they smell, they get reward, and they associate the smell with reward. And then
Do you tell them the word for it?
Yeah, like word, yes, you can like give them command for searching, like search, and then they search, they show you the scent, and then you reward them. And and then I kind of realize, oh, when I show this scent, when I smell this and I show this smell, I mean, I get reward, and they start to search. I think it's like the same mechanism when they, I don't know, search for cat footprints somewhere when they walk. So they really enjoy it, and and it's a lot of fun for them, and it's a kind of also intellectual stimulation. You do something with the dog, you kind of allow this hunting instinct to a kind of be there and express in a way which is not harmful to us or to others. So it's nice sport, and many Westies enjoy it.
And what's your advice for people who have never tried this nose work for their Westies? How can they make it simple at home?
I would rather advise them to find a good trainer, because this is not only like knowing the smell, but also all the knowledge about how to motivate the dog, how to make the dog enjoy this stuff. But if you don't have the trainer, so start with hiding some treats, some food somewhere in the apartment. So instead of giving him from the hand, like hide it under the blanket and let him find it, and he will have much more fun. Look, he's searching. He probably you can hear this like noise of him smelling.
Yeah.
And making this sound. So it means that he's working and he's doing some effort. So probably the easiest way you can do, maybe not exactly nose work, but some kind of like nose play, is to hide some food, some treats in the house or outside also, and let the Westie find it.
Look, he's finding it. For the people who are just listening and not watching the video, I hid a treat under Sami's blanket, and he just found it. I'm glad you say that, because I do this at home with him. I hide treats in the house, and I first make him lie down and wait, and when I say okay, he goes in the whole house and looks for the treats. And now he got very good at it, so I need to be more creative where I hide the treats. Like sometimes I will hide them behind the door or under the carpet, so that he, takes his time finding them.
Yeah, so this is really good introduction to nose work, because for nose work it is a little bit more difficult, because like a dog has to find a smell which is a kind of neutral for him, and after this he gets reward from you. And also the smell and the way the smell kind of works, and it can be more complex, so it demands from the dog like more brain work. But it's really good for the Westies, because when we don't do anything with them and we just think, oh, they just love to sleep on the sofa, they just get, I don't know, they just get lazy, bored, or they just get noisy, or they just go, start with problems with behavior. But when we let them do stuff, and he's still searching for something, when we let them do stuff, they just love it. They love to do things and to search, because they are hunting dogs. So they love this hunting stuff and smelling for some victims and smelling for some food.
Yeah, they have a purpose and life is better.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had one piece of advice to end this episode for people who want a Westie or who have already a Westie, what would you say?
Oh, just love your Westies, because they are the best. There are no better dogs than Westies. So just love them, have some rules, and enjoy your life together. And just for goodbye, we have my Rambo, my
hi Rambo,
coming here.
Look, Sammy.
Yeah, so they are the sweetest. They are just, and maybe another piece of advice, if you already have one Westie, think about second and then
Yes.
third.
So that I take this personally because Sammy is just my only Westie. So, okay. Think about the second. Life gets better with two, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like perfect ending.
Thank you so much for being here today. We got a lot of value from everything that you shared, and I hope you come in our podcast again. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can follow Magda on Instagram at Pancogito to see a little bit of her life with 5 Westies and cute puppy
And puppies
videos,
from time to time.
puppies that she has, and training advice. Please subscribe to the Westie Parent Podcast. You can listen all episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or you can watch the video on our YouTube channel, Westie Vibes. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in our next episode. Bye.